Welcome back, students, in our this session, and this is your assignment number 3 of chapter the excretory system. Now in this chapter, before I start with the new topic, I would like to share few points with you all. You can see here the fact file. Now there are more than 1 million nephrons in each kidney. In each kidney means in both pair of kidneys there are more than 1 million nephrons, and you all know that nephrons, they are the filtering units. Second point is ammonia is produced by the breakdown of amino acids in the liver cells. Then third point, urea is formed in the liver cells when ammonia combines with carbon dioxide and it is transported by blood to the kidney for its removal. So these are few points. Now we come to the topic of the chapter, that is to know about nephron. Now as we all know that the structure and functional unit of kidney is known as nephron. So here we study about the nephron. Now one end of a nephron has a cup-like shape and it is called Bowman's capsule, which encloses a tuft of capillaries called the glomerulus. Now tuft means it's a collection of capillaries. Now here you can see in the picture that this is a Bowman's capsule and there is a collection of capillaries, and that is known as glomerulus. The other end leads into a large tube called collecting end. Now at the end of glomerulus, filtration of nitrogenous waste from the blood plasma is done. Now at the end of this glomerulus, the filtration of nitrogenous waste takes place, and this filtrate passes through the tubular part of the nephron in the form of very small molecules or ions. From this filtrate, most of the mineral salts and usually about 70% of the water is reabsorbed. Now the urea, small amount of mineral salts and water remain in the filtrate and are carried to the urinary bladder as urine. Now you can see here, as I told you, that the glomerulus is a collection of capillaries. Now here you can see the major osmoregulatory functional regions of the kidney includes first glomerulus and Bowman's capsule. It is the major site of blood filtration. This glomerulus and the Bowman's capsule, they are known to be the major site of blood filtration. Next is proximal convoluted tubule, that is PCT. Here you can see in the diagram that this part is known as PCT, that is proximal convoluted tubule. Now it is primarily involved in reabsorption of salts, water and nutrients. This PCT is responsible for the reabsorption of salts, water and nutrients. It is also important in regulating the blood pH. Now next is the loop of Henle. Now first I show you in the diagram that this part is known as the loop of Henle. Now we see its function. Its function is to establish the osmotic concentration gradient in the kidney, which is necessary for concentration of urine. So its function is that it regulates the osmotic concentration in the kidney, and it is necessary for the concentration of urine. Now distal convoluted tubule, that is DCT. In this picture you can easily see that this part is known as DCT, that is distal convoluted tubule. Now its function is, it is a major site of hormonal regulation of sodium chloride and water reabsorption. Then it is also involved in the regulation of blood pH, and it is also the target site for ADH. ADH means the antidiuretic hormone, the hormone which regulates the blood volume. This hormone is responsible for regulating the blood volume. So this is all about the nephron. Now you can see this Bowman's capsule is there, and inside the Bowman capsule there is a tuft of capillaries that is known as glomerulus, a network of blood capillaries. Now you can easily see in this diagram the filtration process is going on inside this Bowman's capsule. Now here you can see that efferent arteriole is there, and its function is that the blood pressure builds up in the glomerulus because this has a wider diameter than the efferent vessel. This is responsible for increasing the blood pressure in the building the blood pressure in the glomerulus. Then the Bowman's capsule, it's an inner membrane, has pores through which small molecules can pass. Then filtrate, which passes for reabsorption and urine formation. Now, after the process takes place, the urine comes out from this pipe. Then efferent arteriole, leaving the glomerulus. From here it enters and from here it leaves. Then glomerulus, as I told you that it's a cluster of capillaries. Then inside the lumen of Bowman's capsule, small molecules forced here from blood in the glomerulus to form the molecules or ions. So this is all about the nephrons. Now we come to the next topic of the chapter, that is common disorders of the urinary system. Now the first one is hematuria, or we can say the blood in urine. In this disease, blood is passed out along with the urine. The usual cause of this disease is the toxin produced in certain types of fever and infection in urinary tract, kidney stone or tumor. These are the reasons in which the blood comes out while passing the urine. Now the second kind of disease is uremia. In this disease, excessive urea is retained in the blood because of the failure of nephrons to extract urea from the blood. Third is glycosuria, or you can say the glucose in the urine. In this disease, the level of blood sugar rises to a very great extent. The excess of glucose from the blood is removed along with the urine. Then the fourth one is kidney stones. Kidney stones are formed by the precipitation of uric acids and salts like calcium oxalate. These may be formed in the kidneys, pelvis, ureters, urinary tubules, and urethra. They cause severe pain and blockade when present in the ureters, urinary bladder, or urethra. They are removed surgically, but some types of them may also be dissolved. If the stone is smaller in size, it may be dissolved to the medicines. Otherwise, the surgery is the best option for removing the stones from the kidney. Now we come to the other topic, that is artificial kidney. As I told you that the removal of the unwanted substances from the body through the artificial kidney is called dialysis. So here we study about this process of dialysis. Now the artificial kidney is a device to filter the blood of patients whose kidneys are completely damaged. This artificial kidney process is used for those patients whose kidneys are completely damaged and is not able to work properly. In case of renal failure, the various mineral salts and toxic substances go on accumulating in the blood and body fluids. In such patients, artificial kidneys are used for the removal of surplus water, excess of salts, toxic substances, and other unwanted substances from the blood. Now, the removal of unwanted substances from the body through artificial kidney is called dialysis. Now, the artificial kidney consists of a cellophane tube suspending in a circulating bath fluid. The fluid has the same composition as normal blood except that no urea is present. Now here you can see the setup of this dialysis process. Now the blood of the patient is pumped from one of the arteries into the cellophane tube. Then it is attached with a vein on the other end. Substance present in the blood and bath fluid diffuse through the pores in the cellophane tube according to their concentration gradient. In this way, the nitrogenous waste products, excess of salts and other excretory products diffuse out of the blood, and purified blood passes into the vein of the patient. Now, plasma proteins remain in the blood because pores in the cellophane tube are too small to permit the passage of these large molecules. Now, this whole process is the process of dialysis. This is how the dialysis takes place, and this is responsible because if the kidney of the patient does not work properly, in that case one have to undergo the process of dialysis. Now that's all about this assignment, and soon I upload the next assignment, assignment 4 for you. Till then, thank you.